Aidan, thank you so much for being here. Just to be clear, a red flag order is something that local law enforcement or maybe a family member would obtain at the state level to take a gun away from someone. But the fact that the Department of Justice is getting in on the act, only 21 states and the Washington, D.C. have red flag laws, so less than half the states. What are they up to try and implement these red flag laws across the country, eliminate due process, and have federal gun control?
Well, I think you named it. These are gun confiscation laws, and this new National Gun Confiscation Resource Center is meant to train your state, your local bureaucrats, or even your doctor and your families how to use those laws to have your guns confiscated. And I think it's really important to note that none of these states with red flag laws have due process. There is always a way for the government or whomever to have your firearms seized before you ever get to go to court, before your lawyer ever gets to represent you, and before you ever get to face your accuser. That's why Gun Owners of America has always opposed red flag gun confiscation laws, and that's why this is such a threat to the American people and to the Second Amendment.
Right, and the problem is, again, you have law-abiding gun owners, people who aren't going to commit any crimes, aren't a threat to themselves or to others, but they're Second Amendment lovers and they have a firearm, and you can use these laws to take their guns away, which I imagine why you're pushing back against it, which is an affront to the Second Amendment.
Absolutely. So these are ripe for abuse. In fact, in New York, first of all, there is no penalty in most of these states for actually misusing these. If you file a fake red flag law and you have someone's guns confiscated, even though they didn't do something wrong, they weren't even being dangerous, there's no penalty for misusing that and calling that in. And also in states like New York, it's possible to check a box that says this person is dangerous because they recently purchased firearms or because they recently purchased ammunition. That is exercising your Second Amendment rights. That's not dangerous behavior that should have your guns confiscated.
That's right. I've got it right here. I've got it right in front of me. Here is the red flag application. Here's the box. Recently purchased a weapon. Ripe for abuse. And I just want to point out, Aidan, the RAND Corporation did research on these extreme risk protection orders that there is no evidence, the inconclusive evidence of their impact on suicide and violent crime, and there are no studies that met RAND's criteria on, just say, hunting and recreation, mass shootings, police shootings, and the like. There's no evidence that these stupid things work, except, again, violation of due process and cracking down on the Second Amendment.
You're absolutely right. I mean, if someone is experiencing a mental health crisis, then they need actual help, not just to have their guns confiscated. And if you have a dangerous criminal that's too dangerous to own a firearm, then why are we letting them be at large in society? Why say you might kill people? Let's take your guns and leave you at large to harm people with another weapon. We should actually deal with the dangerous person. In fact, the real problem here is that Democrats and anti-gunners in these red flag laws blame guns and not people, and they don't address the human element at heart. And I think it's really important to note we wouldn't be in this situation if Senator John Cornyn hadn't compromised with our Second Amendment rights and passed the Bipartisan Safer Communities Act.
This is just to take away our guns. Aidan, thanks for being with us. We appreciate it.
Yep. You said it, though. Thank you, Aidan. Bipartisan 2022. It was Republicans and Democrats.